All right, Jason, everyone talks about, what an eye-opener that first spring training can be for a guy just starting out. Has it kind of lived up to those expectations and for what you thought it might be?
Yeah, especially coming from college, you have 25 guys, 30 guys in the locker room. Now it's close to 200 guys in the locker room, so it's tough to get used to, but you're getting your repetitions, you're getting your fungos, you're getting your games in, and it's a lot of fun.
You've memorized all the names by now?
Close.
What, obviously coming from a program like Vanderbilt where a lot of guys have gone through that, were you able to pick the brains of guys who come before you just so you had an idea of what to expect?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of pro guys that come back in our locker room, especially at Vanderbilt, so every so often we kind of ask them, hey, how do we go about it this way, or what do we do when this happens? So we're kind of prepared in those senses, and we make the most of it, and we just kind of go with the flow a little bit.
You signed late, so you haven't really had a chance to play yet. I mean, just even being able to come and play in spring training games here, how excited were you? How much were you chomping at the bit to actually face players from another team?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough, especially when you go through a whole summer without playing. In college you start from January and you go to July, so it's tough to have an off season, almost like a year off. But it's finally good to get back out here and see the baseball being thrown from 60 feet and be out here with the guys.
You're a guy who I know takes a lot of pride in your defense at third. Is that something you've always been the way? I know you haven't always just played third, but is that most young players, all they care about is hitting, and it seems to me that you kind of give those things equal weight.
Well, I know defense is harped on a lot at Vandy, and it's something we took a lot of pride in, and something we practiced a lot. So I guess that's first and foremost when you're trying to play baseball. Defense wins games, like everybody says, and you want to help your team any way you can. That's how you want to contribute.
You don't fit the the quote-unquote profile for a third baseman. I'm sure you've heard that before. Is that something that you have to make sure you don't try to be a hitter that you're not, in terms of trying to live up to what people think a third baseman should be?
As far as it goes, I'm just going to try and do whatever I can to help the team win. If that means bunting as a third baseman, I'm going to do that. If that means get a double here and there, or maybe even a home run, I'm going to just do the best I can and just try and square the ball up the most I can.
So it's not the kind of thing you never try to muscle up too much, because you think, a third baseman's supposed to hit for power. People tell you that?
Maybe in BP.
How vital was your experience at Vanderbilt to you? Everyone knows you had the opportunity to sign and go play as a prospect out of high school. Just, how much better of a player and a person do you think you are after 3 years there?
Well, everybody talks about preparation, and you prepare to succeed in everything that you do, the way you practice, the way you go about things, time management. You just learn so much about maturity. You learn how to grow up. You learn how to be a man, especially at Vanderbilt under Corbin and Holiday and Coach Johnson and all our academic support there. They just really taught you, how life is going to be outside of baseball. Or, they took baseball away a lot, and they kind of just said, this is how we want you to be as a person, honest and trustworthy, and just go out and be a person like this, and that's all we can ask for.
So looking back, no regrets about the path you took?
I don't even remember what happened before at Vanderbilt.
That's a good answer. All right, thanks.